नमस्कार भगिनी।
नमस्ते भगिनी। ओके। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्तजम्बूफलचारुभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजं। सरस्वती महाभागे विद्ये कमललोचने विद्यारूपे विशालाक्षि विद्यां देहि नमोऽस्तु ते। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदीकैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथासम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसि नः श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। गीताशास्त्रमिदं पुण्यं यः पठेत् प्रयतः पुमान् विष्णोः पदमवाप्नोति भयशोकविवर्जितः। गीताध्ययनशीलस्य प्राणायामपरस्य च नैव सन्ति हि पापानि पूर्वजन्मकृतानि च। मलनिर्मोचनं पुंसां जलस्नानं दिने दिने सकृद्गीताम्भसि स्नानं संसारमलनाशनम्। गीता सुगीता कर्तव्या किमन्यैः शास्त्रविस्तरैः या स्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुखपद्माद्विनिःसृता। भारतामृतसर्वस्वं विष्णोर्वक्त्राद्विनिःसृतं गीता गङ्गोदकं पीत्वा पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। एकं शास्त्रं देवकीपुत्रगीतमेको देवो देवकीपुत्र एव। एको मन्त्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा। शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं यं ब्रह्मा वरुणीन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। यत्र योगेश्वरः कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीर्विजयो भूतिः ध्रुवा नीतिर्मतिर्मम। यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं च यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवनारायण नमोऽस्तु ते। कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। महापापादिपापानि गीताध्ययनं करोति चेत् क्वचित् स्पर्शं न कुर्वन्ति नलिनीदलम् अम्बुवत्। गीतायाः पुस्तकं यत्र यत्र पाठः प्रवर्तते तत्र सर्वाणि तीर्थानि प्रयागादीनि तत्र वै। यत्र गीताविचारश्च पठनं पाठनं श्रुतं तत्र अहं निश्चितं पृथ्वीं निवसामि सदैव हि। चिदानन्देन कृष्णेन प्रोक्ता स्वमुखतोऽर्जुन वेदत्रयी परानन्दा तत्त्वार्थज्ञानसंयुता। अष्टादश जपेन्नित्यं नरो निश्चलमानसः ज्ञानसिद्धिं स लभते ततो याति परं पदम्। गीतार्थं ध्यायते नित्यं कृत्वा कर्माणि भूरिशः जीवन्मुक्तः स विज्ञेयो देहान्ते परमं पदम्। मन्दारगन्धसंयुक्तं चारुहासं चतुर्भुजं बर्हि पिच्छावचूडाङ्गं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। रुक्मिणीकेलिसंयुक्तं पीताम्बरसुशोभितम् अवाप्ततुलसीगन्धं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। उत्फुल्लपद्मपत्राक्षं नीलजीमूतसन्निभं यादवानां शिरोरत्नं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। अस्तु, so we have to do the 19th shloka. Alivelu Bhagini.
आं भगिनि। यस्य सर्वे समारम्भाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं तमाहुः पण्डितं बुधाः। यस्य सर्वे समारम्भाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं तम् आहुः पण्डितं बुधाः। यस्य शब्दस्य दकारान्त सर्वनाम पुंलिंग षष्ठी एकवचनं। सर्वे सर्वशब्दस्य पुंलिंग बहुवचनं। सर्वनाम अकारान्त पुंलिंग बहुवचनं। समारंभाः अकारान्त पुंलिंग प्रथमा बहुवचनं। कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः अकारान्त पुंलिंग प्रथमा बहुवचनं कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिता। ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं अकारान्त पुंलिंग षष्ठी बहुवचनं। पुंलिंगमेव
అది మన కర్మన్ నకారాంత పుంలింగ
కర్మన్ కదా కర్మన్ నకారాంతం
కింటు
కర్మాణం
ఎందుకంటే దిస్ ఇస్ సమాస వర్డ్ సో సమాస వర్డ్ లో అది పుంలింగం అవుతుంది.
ఓకే పుంలింగం కర్మన్ శబ్దస్య ద్వితీయ ఏకవచనం తమ్ తత్శబ్దస్య सर्वनाम पुंलिंग द्वितीय एकवचनम। आहुः आह आह परस्मैपदी कर्तरि लट्लकारं प्रथम पुरुष बहुवचनम। पंडितम अकारांतम
आहुः की धातु
आह
Bru dhatu.
Anga, aha.
Bru dhatu. Bru dhatu.
Bru dhatu.
Braviti ostundi, and also we also get ahuhu.
Refaruva bagini, rukara ruva.
Rukara, refa eva.
Refa eva. Rukara dhatu.
Ruhava, Rukaraha, Hakaraha va?
Bakara, refa, ukara.
Rakara, Vakara, Refava.
Ba is in boy. Bakara.
Bru va bagini. Astu.
Bru dhatu.
Bru. Bakara refa. Bru dhatu.
Bru andarki
Panditam.
Braviti undi, aha undi. Aha is also prathama purusha ekavachana form of bru dhatu. Braviti is also prathama purusha ekavachana form. Similarly, in bahuvachana, ahuhu athava bruvanti athava ahu. So both are there. In the bru dhatu, both are there.
Panditam. Pandita akaranta pumlinga pratham dvitiya ekavachanam. Budhaha akaranta pumlinga prathama bahuvachanam. पदार्थः यस्य पुरुषस्य सर्वे सकलाः समारम्भाः कर्माणि कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः फलोपेक्षया तत्करणेच्छया च वर्जितानि ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं ज्ञाननलभस्मीभूतकर्माणं ज्ञान अनलमस्मीभूतकर्माणं तं मानवं बुधाः विपश्चितः पंडितं विद्वांसम् आहुः वदन्ति। अन्वयः यस्य सर्वे समारम्भाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः बुधाः ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं तं पंडितम् आहुः। आकांक्षा समारम्भाः कति समारम्भाः सर्वे समारम्भाः कीदृशाः सर्वे समारम्भाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः यस्य सर्वे समारम्भाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः तं कीदृशम् आहुः यस्य सर्वे समारम्भाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः तं पंडितम् आहुः यस्य सर्वे समारम्भाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः कीदृशं तं पंडितम् आहुः यस्य सर्वे समारम्भाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं तं पंडितम् आहुः यस्य सर्वे समारम्भाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः के ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं तं पंडितम् आहुः यस्य सर्वे समारम्भाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः बुधाः ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं तं पंडितम् आहुः। तात्पर्यम् यस्य कर्माणि सर्वथा शास्त्रसम्मतानि फलापेक्षरहितानि च सन्ति तस्य पुरुषस्य कर्माणि ज्ञानरूपेण वह्निना भस्मसात् भवन्ति तादृशं पुरुषं ज्ञानिनः पंडितं प्रवदन्ति। कामः फलाभिलाषः संकल्पः करणेच्छा। व्याकरणं समासः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः कामाश्च संकल्पाश्च कामसङ्कल्पाः द्वन्द्वः कामसङ्कल्पैः वर्जिताः तृतीया तत्पुरुषः। ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं ज्ञानमेव अग्निः ज्ञानाग्निः कर्मधारयः ज्ञानाग्निना दग्धानि तृतीया तत्पुरुषः। ज्ञानाग्निदग्धानि कर्माणि यस्य सः तं बहुव्रीहि।
अस्तु। सो अत्र क्रियापदानि कानि?
समारम्भाः सन्ति गण समारम्भ यस्य सः समारम्भः
सन्ति अध्याहृतं स्वीकरणीयं।
सन्ति
अनन्तरं द्वितीयं क्रियापदम्
आहुः।
सो प्रथमं सन्ति स्वीकरोति चेत् अत्र कर्तृपदं किम्?
के सन्ति
समारम्भाः सन्ति। सो सर्वे समारम्भाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः सन्ति। सो एव्रिथिङ्ग् दट् इस् टेकेन् अप् यस्य समारम्भाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः सन्ति तं ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं पंडितं बुधाः पंडितम् आहुः। सो यस्य he whose samarambhaha all the works that are done by him, okay, karmani, Samarambhaha means the works that are done by somebody. So yasya samarambhaha, he whose works are kama sankalpa varjitaha. The karmas that one does should be kama sankalpa varjitaha. Means they should be free of phalapeksha. The sankalpam itself, phalapeksha nasti, aphalapeksha. So everybody does sankalpam before starting a work. In that sankalpam itself, there will be kamam. There will be a desire. I want this. That is why I am doing this. So in the sankalpa itself, people have desire. So the sankalpa should be free of desire. If a person's works or karmani are kama sankalpa varjitaha, then that person tam panditam ahuhu. Tam budhaha means wise people or panditaha. What do they call this person who is doing his karmani without the kama sankalpam? They call him panditam. Panditam ahuhu. Jnana agni dagdha karmanam. So why is he called panditam? Why? Because he has burnt, every work that he does, every karma that he does is burnt in the jnana agni. Is destroyed in the jnana agni. That is how people, we kept listening or reading that we should do the works without any kamam, without any attachment. So how is that possible? How is it possible for a common man like us to do something and not be attached to it? Because we are doing it. We are actually doing it. So how can you say that I am not the karta? Like Paramatma says, though I have created this world, this Srishti, and it appears like I am the karta, I am still not the karta. He says that, right? So that part is difficult for most of us to understand. I am only doing this. So how can I not be the karta? So for that, by having no desire in the result of the karmas that you do, you will be burning the karma. The kartritvam will be burnt. So you will not become the karta of that karyam that you do. Whether it is a good karyam or a bad karyam, it doesn't matter. Whether the karmas that you do are good or bad, if we are attached to those, we will again generate, we will still be in that rebirth cycle. We will be again born, whether to either experience the punyam that we have accrued or to experience the papam that we have accrued. If we have accrued only punyam, then we will have a good life. If we have accrued some papam, we will have some difficulties. So, but rebirth is for sure. As long as you are attached to the karmas that we do, whether good or bad, we have to be born again to again experience the result of those karmas, which are punyam and papam. But he who does the karmas without any kind of desire towards the phalapeksha, then his karmas will be burnt in that jnanagni. Why? Because he has that jnanam that I am not the karta. Paramatma, he sees Paramatma in everything. He understands that he is not the karta. He is only doing nimitta matra. He is only the nimitta matra. He is only doing his duty. So how can we say that we are not the karta, but we are still doing the duty? Like how Krishna says to Arjuna, if you do it with just your duty in mind, then you will not accrue the sin of killing your relatives or gurus or forefathers. So even though you kill a person, if you do it as part of your duty, like how a king kills his enemy, like how the bad people are punished by the king, right? The thieves are put in jail. They are punished with some hardships and all. But if they are justful, if they are not doing it out of anger, out of jealousy, they are only doing their duty. So this is the crime that you did, and this is the punishment for that crime as per our rules of our dharma. So if only that is done without any kind of emotional attachment, then the person who administers the punishment will not get any punyam or papam. So why? Because in his mind, he knows he is free of all this attachment. So that is jnanam. because of his jnanam, in that jnanagni, all his karmas will be burnt, and even if he kills somebody as part of his duty, that result or the sin of killing something will not touch him. So Budhaha, wise people, call that kind of person as Panditaha, Panditam. So Yasya Karmani Sarvatha Shastra Sammatani Phalapeksha Rahitani Chasanti. So Shastra Sammatani, they have to be as per our dharma. You cannot do any karma and say, I'm not attached to it, so I'm doing, so nothing will touch me. No, they have to be Shastra Sammatani, and then Phalapeksha Rahitani Chasanti. Tasya purushasya karmani jnanarupena vanhina bhasmasat bhavanti. Tadrisham purusham jnaninaha panditam iti pravadanti. So the scholars call him Pandita. Such Purusha is called Pandita. So Kamaha means here Palabhilasha. Sankalpaha is Karanecha, means wanting to do. Sankalpam is always we want to do something, then we do Sankalpam. I want to do this. But in that Sankalpam, there should not be any desire. I want to do this yaga because I want something. I want Padavi. I want to become a politician. I want to become a rishi or something. Nothing like that. No desire should be there in that Sankalpam. Only then his karmas will be burnt in the Jnanagni. So Samasa. Kama Sankalpa Varjitaha. Kamascha Sankalpascha. Kama Sankalpaha Dvandva Samasam. Kama Sankalpaihi Varjitaha. So the Varjitaha means what? The karmani. Those that are destroyed, or how do you say Varjitaha? Those that are not taken. What are not taken? The karmas which are kama sankalpaihi. So we should give away the karmas that are kama sankalpaihi, which are tied up with some kama. We should leave all that. Varjitaha. So jnanagni dagdha karmani. Jnanameva agnihi. Jnanagnihi. Avadharana Purvapada Karmadhare Samasa. Jnanagnina dagdhani. Jnanagni dagdhani. Trutiya Tatpurusha. Jnanagni dagdhani karmani yasya saha. So he who does the works which are burnt by the jnanam. Bahuvrihi. Tam. Okay, so here how the karmas are burnt is also, a comparison is made. Like, say, for example, we have seeds. When we are doing every work, every karma that we do is like a seed. We are sowing the seeds. If you do a good karma, you are sowing a good seed. If you are doing a bad karma, you are sowing a bad seed. So that good karma seed will become into punyam. The bad karma seed will become into papam. And when do they sprout? In your next janma, they will sprout. And accordingly, we will reap the benefits. But how to make these seeds not sprout? Because we are saying that the karmas will not touch. What does it mean, karmas do not touch? Means they will not have any effect going forward. So you're still doing the karyam. You're still doing the karma. But it will not give you any good, any punyam or papam. It will not give you punyam as well as papam. So they will not come back in your next life. So you don't have to take birth to experience this punyam or papam. But how are you going to make this a seed not sprout? Like how in our real life, when we have really seeds in our hands, if we don't want them to sprout, what do? We fry them, right? We fry them. In the sun, if you put also, though no matter what, how much heat they get, they still sprout. But if you put it in a pan and fry them, that's it. The life in it is gone. They don't sprout, right? Similarly, here also, our karmas should be burned in the Jnanagni. And another comparison that is told here is, so for, here it is this only, but another comparison that is made is like, why will the karmas? So some people will be there. They have become siddhis. They they are doing all their works without any attachment, but you still see them experiencing some good or bad consequences. Why is that? So for that, what the discoursers say is, people who give these discourses say is, how we should look at it is, we have a wheel. Okay, we turn the wheel. You turn the wheel in full speed and then you stop turning it. Then what happens? Will it stop instantly? The minute you stop turning it, will it also stop instantly? No. It will still go as long as that speed is there. It will go and slowly that speed will subside. And once it becomes the speed of that motion becomes 0, then that wheel will stop. So even after I stopped turning the wheel, there is a certain amount of time that the wheel is turning. Similarly, even after we realize how to lead our life, how to do the karmas without any attachment, there are still some karmas from our previous life or this life before we understood all this, before we achieved this jnanam. There is a period where we have still done some karmas, either good or bad. So the results of those are we still need to experience. Though we have now gained our jnanam, there is still that period where we still have to experience of the deeds that we have done in the past. It can be good or bad. So until all that is burnt off, we will still experience depending on how much we accrued. And once all that is done, then going forward, if we are not doing any karmas with any kind of desire, then we will be released from this life and death circle and we will attain moksha. That is one thing we need to keep in mind. So that is the first shloka. Next, Sri Lakshmi Bhagini. Any questions in this? Okay. Astu bhagini. Patatu.
त्यक्त्वा कर्मफलासङ्गं नित्यतृप्तो निराश्रयः कर्मण्यभिप्रवृत्तोऽपि नैव किञ्चित् करोति सः त्यक्त्वा त्वान्तव्ययं कर्मफलासङ्गं कर्मफलासङ्गम् इति द्वौ पदानि वा?
समस्तपदं
समस्तपदमेव वा? अस्तु। कर्मफलासङ्गं नपुंसकलिङ्गे प्रथमा एकवचनम्,
अकारान्त पुंलिङ्ग द्वितीया एकवचनम्।
द्वितीय वा? सङ्गः वा?
सङ्गः।
नित्यतृप्तः तत् अपि पुल्लिङ्गं वा? नित्यतृप्तः पुल्लिङ्गः प्रथमा एकवचनं, निराश्रयः अपि प्रथमा एकवचनं पुल्लिङ्गः। कर्मणि अभिप्रवृत्तः अपि।
So कर्मणि is
सप्तमी नकारान्तः नपुंसकलिङ्ग सप्तमी एकवचनं। अभिप्रवृत्तः इति पुल्लिङ्गपदं वा?
अकारान्त पुंलिङ्ग।
अभिप्रवृत्तः संयुक्तः इति दीयते, अव्ययं वा भगिनि?
లేదు లేదు, अभिप्रवृत्तः अकारान्त पुंलिङ्गः एव।
अस्तु। अपि इति अव्ययं, न एव न इति अव्ययम्, एव इत्यपि अव्ययं। किञ्चित् किञ्चित् चित् किञ्चित्
किं शब्दस्य चित् प्रत्ययं नपुंसकलिङ्ग किम् इति नपुंसकं खलु, अतः नपुंसक द्वितीया विभक्ति एकवचनं।
द्वितीया एकवचनं। करोति इति कृ धातोः प्रथमपुरुष एकवचनं लट्लकारे। सः इति दकारान्तः तत्शब्दः प्रथमा एकवचनं पुल्लिङ्गः। पदार्थः नित्यतृप्तः सदा सन्तुष्टः निराश्रयः निरालम्बः कर्मफलासङ्गं कर्मफलासक्तिं त्यक्त्वा विहाय कर्मणि व्यापारे अभिप्रवृत्तः अपि संयुक्तः अपि सः पुरुषः किंचित् किमपि कर्म न एव करोति नाचरति। अन्वयः नित्यतृप्तः निराश्रयः कर्मफलासङ्गं त्यक्त्वा कर्मणि अभिप्रवृत्तः अपि सः किंचित् न एव करोति। आकांक्षा न एव करोति। किं न एव करोति? किंचित् न एव करोति। कः किंचित् कर्म न एव करोति? सः किंचित् न एव कर्म करोति। कीदृशः अपि सः किंचित् न एव करोति। अभिप्रवृत्तः अपि सः किंचित् न एव कर्म करोति। कस्मिन् अभिप्रवृत्तः अपि सः किंचित् न एव करोति। कर्मणि अभिप्रवृत्तः अपि सः किंचित् न एव कर्म करोति। किं कृत्वा कर्मणि अभिप्रवृत्तः अपि सः किंचित् न एव करोति। त्यक्त्वा कर्मणि अभिप्रवृत्तः अपि सः किंचित् न एव कर्म करोति। कं त्यक्त्वा कर्मणि अभिप्रवृत्तः अपि सः किंचित् न एव कर्म करोति। कर्मफलासङ्गं त्यक्त्वा कर्मणि अभिप्रवृत्तः अपि सः किंचित् न एव कर्म करोति। कः कर्मफलासङ्गं त्यक्त्वा कर्मणि अभिप्रवृत्तः अपि सः किंचित् न एव कर्म करोति। निराश्रयः कर्मफलासङ्गं त्यक्त्वा कर्मणि अभिप्रवृत्तः अपि सः किंचित् न एव करोति। कर्म कीदृशः निराश्रयः कर्मफलासङ्गं त्यक्त्वा कर्मणि अभिप्रवृत्तः अपि सः किंचित् न एव कर्म करोति। नित्यतृप्तः निराश्रयः कर्मफलासङ्गं त्यक्त्वा कर्मणि अभिप्रवृत्तः अपि सः किंचित् न एव कर्म करोति। तात्पर्यम् यः पुरुषः संसार संबंधं विना सदा परमानंद परमात्मनि नित्यतृप्तः भूत्वा फलासक्तिं विहाय कर्मणि आभिमुख्येन प्रवृत्तः वर्तते सः वस्तुतः कर्मशून्यः एव भवति। व्याकरणं संधिः नित्यतृप्तो निराश्रयः नित्यतृप्तः प्लस निराश्रयः विसर्गसन्धि सकारः रेफः उकारः गुणः कर्मण्यभिप्रवृत्तः कर्मणि प्लस अभिप्रवृत्तः यणसन्धि अभिप्रवृत्तोऽपि अभिप्रवृत्तः प्लस अपि विसर्गसन्धि सकारः रेफः उकारः गुणः पूर्वरूपं च नैव न प्लस एव वृद्धिसन्धि समासः कर्मफलासङ्गं कर्मणः फलं कर्मफलं षष्ठी तत्पुरुषः कर्मफले आसङ्गः तं क्षम्यताम् कर्मफले आसङ्गः तं सप्तमी तत्पुरुषः नित्यतृप्तः नित्यं तृप्तः सुप् समासः कृदन्तः अभिप्रवृत्तः अभि प्लस प्र प्लस द्वौ उपसर्गायुक्त वृतु धातोः त प्रत्यय कर्तरि प्रयोग।
अस्तु सो अत्र क्रियापदानि कानि?
क्रियापदानि करोति न करोति
न
एव करोति।
सो अत्र अन्वयं एकवारं पश्यामः। सो नित्यतृप्तः निराश्रयः कर्मफलासङ्गं त्यक्त्वा कर्माणि अभिप्रवृत्तः अपि सः किंचित् न एव करोति. So here we can take adhyahritam of yaha also. Yaha nityatriptaha nirashrayah karmaphalasangam tyaktva as he who is there like that, okay, without any kind of karmaphalasangam, and with he who is nityatriptaha and nirashrayah karmaphalasangam tyaktva yaha asti saha कर्मणि अभिप्रवृत्तः एव किंचित् न करोति. अभिप्रवृत्तः कर्मणि अभिप्रवृत्तः. So what does कर्मणि अभिप्रवृत्तः means? संयुक्तः. दो कर्मणि अभिप्रवृत्तः अपि किंचित् न करोति. He will not be considered as the karta though he is involved in the karma. Karmani abhipravrittaha, he is doing the karmas, but still kinchideva na karoti. He is not considered as the karta of that karma. Why? Because he is doing it with karma phala sangam. and with nirashrayah. And he is nityatriptaha. So he is always happy with himself, with his own atma. He's in no way, he has no kind of expectation on anything. In any kind of attachment is not there. Nirashrayah, also we can take it as not having any kind of attachment. And karma phala sangam, he has no desire on the karma phala. So he who does, or he who is with that kind of state of mind, saha karmani abhipravrittaha api, though he is doing actions, kinchideva na karoti. It is like he is not doing anything, means kartrutvam nasti. Here we already discussed the story of Madalasa in the last class. That lady who, after marrying, she had no desire to lead a life of a normal person, like having desire in marriage or having kids or any kind of desire she does not have. But since she was told, like how in the previous shloka it is we discussed that though we attain our siddhi, sometimes we have to lead the life destined for us because of some sanchita karmas that we have from the past. The karmas can be good or bad, but we still, like the wheel, though we stop it right now, it does not stop right now. Though you stop turning, it will still turn until that velocity or speed is there. So even Madalasa, though she attained Siddhi, she did not want, but because her guru told, no, you have to lead this life, there is still a purpose from your side that is to be done. So without any question, she entered into her duties as the wife of a king. So, but how did she lead her life? She did everything with karma phala sangam. She gave birth to the kids. She had no desire that they should become the future kings. They should earn so much of kingdom or money or this or that. Nothing. She taught them philosophy. Why? Because she had no attachment. So she was looking at everything as to everybody, whether it is her own son or to herself, she is applying the same philosophy. So we are not like that. We want great things to happen for our kids. Means we are still trying to put them in that loop of the karmas for whatever reason. Right? So she did not do that. So she had that total detachment. So such people, though they are doing the karmas, she was still doing her karmas, but she is not the karta. None of that will be counted as her kriyas. So that is what this shloka is saying. So here the first kriyapadam asti, we can take it as adhyahritam. Yaha also we can take as adhyahritam. So yaha nityatriptaha nirashrayah cha karmaphalasangam tyaktva asti, yaha asti, saha karmani abhipravrittaha api kinchideva na karoti. Like that we can write the anvaya. That way it will be easy. Without the yaha, the sentence will become a little complex. So here they gave in the anvaya like that. Nityatriptaha nirashrayah karmaphalasangam tyaktva yaha asti saha karmani abhipravrittaha api chet kinchid na eva karoti. Okay. So any questions in this shloka? And here we have in the samasa karma phala sangam. Karmanaha phalam, karma phalam. Shashti tatpurusha. Karma phale asangaha. Asangaha is like attachment or interest in having the karma phala. Tam, saptami tatpurusha. Nitya triptaha. Nityam triptaha. Sup samasa. Sup samasa we all know. When two words are joined into a compound word, but they do not fit into any of the tatpurusha or bahuvrihi or avyayi or dvandva or anything. They don't come under any of those. Then it is called a sup samasa, because sup is subanta. Two subantas are simply joined into a samasa. It is called a sup samasa. Kevala samasa also they say the same thing. Kevala samasa. And then we have the kridhanta abhipravrittaha. Abhi pra upasarga vrit dhatu ksa pratyayam. Okay, any questions? ओके अनन्तरं सूर्या भगिनी
महोदय निराशीयतचित्तात्मा त्यक्तसर्वपरिग्रहः शारीरं केवलं कर्म कुर्वन्नाप्नोति किञ्चित्
किल्बिषं
किल्बिषं निराशी निराशीः यतचित्तात्मा त्यक्त सर्वपरिग्रहः शारीरं केवलं कर्म कुर्वन् आप्नोति किल्बिषम्
न आप्नोति किल्बिषं
कुर्वन् न आप्नोति
पदपरिचयः
किल्बिषम् पदार्थः निराशी निराशी అంటే నిశ్శబ్దం అవుతుంది
निराशिस् निराशिस् सकारान्त स्त्रीलिंग प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनम्
यतचित्तात्म आत्मन शब्दं पुल्लिंगं
प्रथमा विभक्ति
एकवचनं
भगिनी एकवारं पुनः वदति कृपया निराशी इति पदस्य विवरणं
निराशीः सकारान्त स्त्रीलिंग शब्दं प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनम्
अस्तु
त्यक्त सर्वपरिग्रहः
अकारान्त
प्रथमा विभक्ति अकारान्त प्रथमा विभक्ति पुल्लिंगं
एकवचनं
शारीरं शारीरं నపుంసకలింగం అవుతుందా ఇది నపుంసకలింగం
अकारान्त नपुंसकलिंग
ప్రథమా విభక్తి
ద్వితీయ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం
ద్వితీయ విభక్తినా అంటే శరీరం అన్నది నపుంసకలింగమే అవుతుంది కదా
అంటే అది నపుంసకలింగమే బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ లైక్ విశేషణ టు కర్మ శారీరం కర్మ అంటే శారీరానికి సంబంధించిన కర్మలు
అందుకని ద్వితీయ అయింది కేవలం కేవలం
ఆల్సో
కేవలం కూడా నపుంసకలింగం ద్వితీయ అయింది ఇది కూడా కర్మ కర్మన్ శబ్దం నకారాంత పుల్లింగ శబ్దం ఇది
నపుంసకం
నపుంసకమేనా కర్మన్ శబ్దం
నపుంసకం ద్వితీయ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం
కుర్వన్ కుర్వన్ శత్రుప్రత్యయం
కృ ధాతోః శత్రుప్రత్యయం
శత్రుప్రత్యయం
ప్రథమా విభక్తి
ఆప్నోతి ఆప్ ధాతువు లట్లకారం ప్రథమా విభక్తి
ప్రథమ పురుష
ఏకవచనం కిల్బిషం కిల్బిషం అంటే
పాపం మీనింగ్ ఇస్ పాపం ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో నపుంసకం నపుంసకలింగ ద్వితీయ విభక్తి
ఒకటే వర్డ్ కింద తీసుకోవాలా దీన్ని
ఒకటే వర్డ్ వన్ వర్డ్
అంటే ధాతువు ఏమవుతుంది దీనికి
కిల్బిష ఇస్ ద
అంటే ప్రాతిపదికం
ఇది దిస్ ఇస్ నాట్ క్రియాపదం
ఇప్పుడు ప్రాతిపదికం ఏమవుతుంది దీనికి అప్పుడు
కిల్బిష
అవుతుంది
like vanam ki vana is the pratipadikam so here also for kilbisham kilbisha will be the pratipadikam
kilbisha padarthah त्यक्त सर्वपरिग्रहः विसृष्ट सकल व्यापारः यतचित्तात्मा नियतान्तःकरणेन्द्रियः निराशीः निष्कामः केवलं मुख्यं शरीरस्थितिमात्र प्रयोजनं कर्म व्यापारं कुर्वन् अपि आचरन् अपि किल्बिषं पापं न आप्नोति न लभते अन्वयः निराशीः यतचित्तात्मा त्यक्त सर्वपरिग्रहः केवलं शरीरं कर्म कुर्वन्नपि किल्बिषं न आप्नोति आकांक्षा न आप्नोति किं न आप्नोति किल्बिषं न आप्नोति किं कुर्वन्नपि किल्बिषं न आप्नोति कर्म कुर्वन्नपि किल्बिषं न आप्नोति कीदृशं कर्म कुर्वन्नपि किल्बिषं न आप्नोति केवलं शरीरं कर्म कुर्वन्नपि किल्बिषं न आप्नोति कः केवलं शरीरं कर्म कुर्वन्नपि किल्बिषं न आप्नोति निराशीः केवलं शरीरं कर्म कुर्वन्नपि किल्बिषं न आप्नोति निराशीः पुनश्च कीदृशः केवलं शरीरं कर्म कुर्वन्नपि किल्बिषं न आप्नोति निराशीः यतचित्तात्मा केवलं शरीरं कर्म कुर्वन्नपि किल्बिषं न आप्नोति निराशीः यतचित्तात्मा पुनश्च कीदृशः केवलं शरीरं कर्म कुर्वन्नपि किल्बिषं न आप्नोति निराशी यतचित्तात्मा त्यक्तसर्वपरिग्रहः केवलं शरीरं कर्म कुर्वन्नपि किल्बिषं न आप्नोति तात्पर्यम् समस्त भोग्य विषयेषु आकांक्षारहितः सकल व्यापारवर्जितः पुरुषः शरीर निर्वहणाय कर्म करोति चेदपि सः पापं न प्राप्नोति व्याकरणं संधिः निराशीर्ति यतचित्तात्मा निराशीः यतचित्तात्मा विसर्गसन्धिः प्रयत्नः कुर्वन्नाप्नोति कुर्वन् प्लस आप्नोति द्व्यमडागम संधि समासः यतचित्तात्मा चित्तं च आत्मा च चित्तात्मानौ द्वन्द्व समासं यतौ चित्तात्मानौ येन सह बहुव्रीहिः त्यक्त सर्वपरिग्रहः सर्वपरिग्रहः कर्मधारयः त्यक्तः सर्वपरिग्रहः येन सह बहुव्रीहिः कृदन्तः कुर्वन् कुरु प्लस शत्रु कर्तरि
तो अत्र क्रियापदं किम्
पदम् आप्नोति
आप्नोति न आप्नोति सो कः आप्नोति
केवलं शरीरं कर्म कुर्वन्नपि किल्बिषं निराशी
निराशीः सो यतचित्तात्मा किं भवति
यतचित्तात्मा विशेषणं
विशेषणम् आफ् निराशीः त्यक्तसर्वपरिग्रहः
అది కూడా విశేషణమే అవుతుంది
विशेषणम् आफ् निराशीः सः निराशीः शारीरं कर्म कुर्वन्नपि किल्बिषं न आप्नोति so now here this shloka there are certain things that we need to look like the meaning wise. So here we have nirashihi we already studied in the previous adhyaya how a nirashihi should be. In the third chapter 40th and 41st shloka describes how a nirashihi should be without any kind of attachment or desire in anything that you do. But in the same way, you cannot say that then what is the purpose of even doing this work, or why should I have Shraddha in doing this work? So it is not like that. Nirashihi is not like the one nirasaktaha. Ante like how we say in Telugu, without any kind of asakti means not losing interest. It is without any kind of attachment, without any kind of desire. So the Shraddha will still be there, but the person does not have any kind of phalapeksha. So such kind of a person is referred to as nirashihi. And yatachittatma, so chittatma. So here chittam is like buddhi. So yata is like more like niyata, ante controlled. So he who has a controlled mind. Why? Because the manas is the one that is always running here and there and losing control. So we have to so he who keeps that manas in control. And how and what is the result of having the manas in control? It will control the indriyas. That is tyakta sarva parigraha. Parigraha means to take. Parigraha means to take. So tyakta sarva parigraha means not taking anything. It is a kind of yoga siddhi actually. He who is in that position who is referred to as Tyakta Sarva Parigraha, he does not take anything literally. He does not take anything. Anything in the sense, he is not even, forget about doing the karmas with phalapeksha. That is one level. Here in this level, we are describing this Nirashihi as the kind of person who does not even worry about his own self. He is not worried about, what he is going to eat. He will eat because the body needs to be maintained. But he doesn't have a desire in eating. Like, I want to eat this, I want to eat that. That kind of desire is also not there. Whatever comes to him, he will eat. Okay. So that kind of person is called Tyakta Sarva Parigraha because he has left out everything. He is only taking care of his body. Whatever he does only to take care of the body is called Kevalam Shariram Karma. So the karmas that he does are only to keep this Shariram alive. So such kind of person who does karmas but only to take care of his body, Kilbisham na apnoti. He will not accrue any sins. He will not accrue any sins. Of course, punyam or papam, but here papam, because he's eating to keep this body alive, and he's doing certain karmas to keep this body alive. So such karmas will not accrue any sin for him. So Tyakta Sarva Parigraha is like a yoga siddhi, where in that state, a person who is in that state does not take anything. Even whatever he takes for the keeping the body alive also, he does not have any interest or choice. Whatever is available at that point of time, he will take. Okay. And then Yata Chittatma. This word also has significance. Why? Because like we said, the Chittam needs to be controlled. And for the Chittam to be controlled, there is a reason here. There is a reason for this Chitta, the mind is why the mind is referred to be kept under control, because the mind is the one that pulls us into having this desire. Why? Because it remembers. The mind remembers what we from our previous experiences. So when we have a good experience, then it always pushes us to experience it again. So when we see something that we like, so some sweet, we have eaten it before, we know that it is very tasty. So next time we see, the mind will pull you, the indriyas will pull you towards it to do that. And the mind also will let them if we do not keep the mind under control. Because of that smarana that the mind has, this again and again pulling into things is happening. Because we have already experienced, we enjoyed the experience, we want another such experience. So that is the reason this smarana is the karanam for the chitta or the manas to pull us towards doing actions again and again. So this chittam needs to needs to be kept under control. And how do we do that? How do we keep it under control? The more you keep feeding it, the more it will get used to it. Like here also a comparison is made. Now a king is there. Under him there are so many dogs that he's raising out of his interest. So one day he will decide, okay, enough of enough. I don't want to raise these dogs anymore. I will let them go. So he will say, okay, one last time you come to me, I will give you your favorite biscuits. You eat that and you go. So they will eat the biscuits, but they are not going. So then they are again and again coming and asking. So because he has raised them for so long, he is also a little attached to them. So he will say, okay, one more time I will give you the biscuit. After eating that, you have to go. So this is happening on and on and on. The dogs are not leaving, and the king is offering, thinking that another one last time, if I give them biscuits, they will go. So a yogi happens to pass that way, a yogi or a guru or whoever, a Swamiji. So he will ask, what are you doing? So I'm trying to get rid of the dogs, but they are coming back. So what are you doing? I'm giving them biscuits. So he says, if you keep giving them biscuits, as long as you keep giving them biscuits, they will come. They will not go. You stop giving them and they will get hungry, and then they will go in search of food. Once they understand that they are not going to get it from you. Similarly, we also have to control our mind in the same way, and the indriyas. The more we tame the indriyas with whatever they like, the more hard it is going to become for us to control them, even for the manas to control them. So whenever you see something that you like the next time, we have to tell the manas, I know that you like it, but no, we cannot have it anymore. Okay, whatever you had in the past, you had. Fine, we have to close that chapter. We cannot have it anymore. So that is how we need to tame our mind, our chittam. We have to control that chittam, keep telling this slowly and bringing it under control. We cannot keep saying this is one last time, this is one last time. The more we give in, the more difficult it will become for us to control. So that is the significance of Yata Chittatma here. And then Tyakta Sarva Parigraha, Shariram Kevalam Karma. So he who does the karmas only to keep his Shariram alive. Him Kilbisham na apnoti. To him, no sins will be obtained. So here Nirashihi we can take as the Kartru Padam. Yata Chittatma and Tyakta Sarva Parigraha can be taken as Visheshanas. Kurvan can be taken as Vidheya Visheshana or Vartamana Samana Kala we call here. The Shatranta words that are used as Visheshanas to the Kartrupadani will be labeled as Vartamana Samana Kala. So while he is Nirashihi, but he is also doing the karmas. So these are coexisting. Vartamana Samana Kala. The action is happening in the same time. Because Shatranta we use it as present continuous tense. So Kurvan will be marked as Vartamana Samana Kala. Kim Kurvan, Karma Kurvan. So Karma will be the Karma Padam of Kurvan. And Shariram will be Visheshana to Karma. Because the karmas related to the Shariram. So Shariram, that is why it is said Shariram, means works related to the Sharira. So that also will become Visheshana. Kevalam also is a kind of Visheshana to Shariram, but it is in marking the terminology used is Tivrata Darshi. Because Kevalam, it is like the most, the basic, or only for that purpose. In that sense, it is a little different. So Kevalam will be marked as Tivrata Darshi. Okay, that is just a word made up by the computational linguists to name these relations. Based on the granthas written by our scholars, like in Vakyapadiyam and all, they will define how the relation should be understood, and according to that, sometimes the linguists will come up with these names to mark that relation. And Kilbisham will be the karma padam. Karma padam to apnoti. The karma word in the shloka is the karma padam to kurvan, whereas Kilbisham is the karma padam to the word apnoti. Okay? Any questions?
भगिनी निराशी इति पदस्य रूपाणि एकवारं वदति वा?
So here Nirashihi. So here Ashis Shabda. Nir is the prefix. So Nirashihi will become Sakaranta Strilinga.
आशिष अस्तु
Ashis Sakara. Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachanam, because this is used as a noun here.
Okay, Nirashihi,
Nirashis is the Pratipadikam.
Okay.
Sakara.
అంటే నిరాశిహి తర్వాత ద్వివచనం ఏంటి బహువచనం ఏంటి
ఆశిస్ శబ్దం చూస్తాను ఒక్క నిమిషం ఆశిస్ ఆశీహి ఆశీ ఈకారాంత లక్ష్మీ శబ్దం ఏమవుతుంది లక్ష్మ్యౌ మిగతాదంతా సేమ్ ఉంటుంది ఓన్లీ ఇన్ ద ఫస్ట్ లక్ష్మీ is ఈకారాంత ఓన్లీ రైట్
ఈకారాంత స్త్రీలింగ
So here this today this website is not working. I don't know why.
आशिहि आशिषौ आशिषः
In the
ह्रस्व इकारः भवति भगिनी आशीः न दीयते
ह्रस्व इकारः अस्ति वा
आम् दीर्घ इकारः नास्ति
आशिष् आशिष् शब्दं वा
आम् आशिष् आशिस्
आशिस् ఒక్కసారి చూస్తా ఆశిస్సే శబ్దం ఆశిస్సే కాకపోతే ప్రథమా విభక్తి రూపం ఆశీహి
ఆశీహి అని లేదు ఇక్కడ ఆశిహి అని ఉంది హ్రస్వ ఇకారం ఏవ అస్తి ప్రథమ ద్వితీయ ప్రథమ సంబోధన అపి ఆశిషం ఆశిషౌ ఆశిషః ఆశిష ఆశిష్ ఆశీర్భ్యాం
ఎక్కడ చూస్తున్నారు మీరు
సంస్కృత అభ్యాస్
ఓకే సో ఏమని ఇచ్చారు అక్కడ ఫార్మ్స్
ఆశిష్ ఆశిష్ ఆశిస్ శబ్ద రూపాన్ని ఆశిహి ఆశిషౌ ఆశిషః ఆశిహి ఆశిషౌ ఆశిషః ఆశిషం ఆశిషౌ ఆశిషః ఆశిష ఆశీర్భ్యాం ఆశీర్భిః
సో ఇన్ ద ప్రథమ విభక్తి ఏకవచన రూపం ఆల్సో ఆశిహి అని ఇచ్చారంటున్నారా
హ్రస్వమేవ
సో నేను ఒకసారి చెక్ చేస్తాను ఎందుకంటే హియర్ ఇట్ ఇస్ గివెన్ లైక్ దట్ బట్ లెట్ us see
అస్తు
sometimes అంటే any website we have to double check with something to make sure that అంటే డబుల్ చెక్ చేసుకుంటే బెటర్ ఓకే we'll check that Bhagini again అంటే my regular website this Samsadhani is not working today. I don't know why.
Madam, I got a small doubt. Of course, I am asking you this doubt while walking. Just a very small doubt. Kurvan apnoti, Kurvan plus apnoti or Kurvan plus na plus apnoti. How do you distinguish between these two? Kurvan plus apnoti, how do you make? How do you join? Only na is not there, then how do you join? When na is there, how do you join? How can we distinguish between these two cases?
So here in Namudagama Sandhi, what will be the rule of Namudagama Sandhi?
పూర్వపదానికి నకారః నత్వం ఈ మూడు క్షమ్యతాం దాన్ని ఏమంటారు కవర్గస్య అనునాసికం నకారము నత్వము ఈ మూడు గనక ఉన్నట్లయితే పరపద ఆదిలో అచ్చులు గనక ఉన్నట్లయితే అకారం విన అచ్చులు గనక ఉన్నట్లయితే మీకు ద్విత్వం వస్తుంది గముడాగమ సంధి అవుతుంది
సో మళ్ళా పునః ఒకసారి చెప్పండి రూల్
కవర్గస్య అనునాసికము టవర్గస్య అనునాసికము తవర్గస్య అనునాసికము ఈ మూడు గనక పూర్వ పదాంతంలో ఉండి పరపదంలో అకారం కాకుండా మిగతా ఏ అచ్చు ఉన్నా కూడా మీకు అక్కడ ద్విత్వం వస్తుంది అదే అక్షరం మళ్ళీ పునః ఏకవారం అకారం స్థానంలో అది ఆ పరపద ఆది స్థానంలో
నకారం
ప్లేస్ లో నకారము నత్వం ప్లేస్ లో నత్వము గాలో మళ్ళీ ఇంకొక గా వస్తుంది
సో హియర్ ఇన్ దట్ కేస్ ఇప్పుడు మనం కుర్వన్ నా ఆప్నోతి అని చదివాం కదా సో కుర్వన్ ప్లస్ నా ప్లస్ ఆప్నోతి సో ఇన్ ద నా దేర్ ఇస్ అకార సో నాప్నోతి అవ్వాలి కుర్వన్ ప్లస్ నాప్నోతి నముడాగమ సంధి నాస్తి ఖలు.
అవును, అక్కడ గముడాముగమ సంధి రాదు కదా, అదే ఆలోచిస్తున్నాను నేను ఎట్లా వేసాడు అని.
So it should not be namudagama sandhi if na is there. If na is not there, an additional na is not there, then namudagama
అక్కడ
sandhi.
సందే జరగలేదు కదా భగిని.
Sandhi is not there. Na
అనంతం ఉంది.
So yeah, because as per the sandhi rule, only one nakara should be there and followed by a swara other than hrasva akara. So we cannot call it as namudagama sandhi. వాళ్ళు అంటే బై డిఫాల్ట్ అట్లా రాసేసారు, అలా డబల్ నా ఉందని రాసేసినట్టున్నారు. దే డిడ్ నాట్ చెక్ ఏమో.
అదే
అంటే అది డిఫరెంట్ మీనింగ్ ఇచ్చేస్తుంది కదా, లేకపోతే తెలుగుసం ఆత్మకి తెలుగుసం ఆత్మకి అంటే ఎక్కువ డిఫరెంట్ మీనింగ్స్ ఇచ్చేస్తుంది కదా, నాకు ఊరికే డౌట్ వచ్చింది.
అవును. సో ఇఫ్ వి డోంట్ పుట్ ద న, దెన్ కిల్బిషం ఆప్నోతి అయిపోతుంది. సో మీనింగ్ వైజ్ దట్ ఈస్ ఇన్కరెక్ట్. సో వీ హ్యావ్ టు టేక్ ద న అండ్ నముడాగమ సంధి ఇస్ నాట్ దేర్.
ధన్యవాద మహోదయ. ఇది గమనించకపోదుము, మీరు అడగకపోయి ఉంటే.
యా,
జస్ట్ క్యాజువల్ గా వస్తుంది అంతే. నాకు రూల్స్ అన్ని మర్చిపోతున్నాను, అంతలా గుర్తుండట్లేదు. కానీ పదాలను బట్టి జస్ట్ నోట్స్ వస్తూ ఉంటాయి.
అవును. ఎస్ మహోదయ.
ఓకే.
సో దెన్ యత చిత్తాత్మ. సో చిత్తం చ ఆత్మా చ చిత్తాత్మానౌ ద్వంద్వ సమాసః. And yatau chittatmanau yena saha. So by whom or he who has anakodu, he who is taken by this chittatma, controlled, the atma, the manas that is controlled, by whom. So yata chittatma is by he who controls the mind, by whom the mind is controlled. The mind and the here atma can be taken as buddhi. So chitta and buddhi controls them. Atla kuda teesukochu. Tyakta sarva parigrahah visheshana purvapada karmadharaya. Tyaktah sarva parigrahah yena saha. By whom the everything is rejected. Bahuvrihi. So kurvan is kru dhatoho shatru pratyayam. Astu. So Murthy Mahoday patitum ichchati va? Or మీరు బయట ఉన్నారా? మహోదయ
అదే నడుస్తూ మాట్లాడాను అన్నారు ఇందాక.
పద్మావతి భగిని పఠితుం ఇచ్చతి వా?
न महोदय, अत्र ध्वनिः वर्तते.
अस्तु अस्तु, चिन्ता मास्तु. सो अलिवेलु भगिनी पुनः.
भगिनी. यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टो द्वन्द्वातीतो विमत्सरः समः सिद्धावसिद्धौ च कृत्वापि न निबध्यते. यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः द्वन्द्वातीतः विमत्सरः समः सिद्धावसिद्धौ
सिद्धौ असिद्धौ
सिद्धौ असिद्धौ च कृत्वा अपि न निबध्यते. यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः अकारान्त पुंलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनं. द्वन्द्वातीतः अकारान्त पुंलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनं. विमत्सरः अकारान्त पुंलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनं. समः अकारान्त पुंलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनं. सिद्धा अकारान्त स्त्रीलिंग प्रथमा एकवचनं. सिद्धौ
కదా. సిద్ధౌ ఇస్ ఇకారాంత స్త్రీలింగ.
సిద్ధి ఇకారాంత స్త్రీలింగ.
సప్తమి ఏకవచనం.
ఇకారాంత స్త్రీలింగ సప్తమి ఏకవచనం. సిద్ధౌ
సప్తమి. asiddhau api.
सिद्धौ असिद्धौ च असिद्धौ अपि उकारान्त स्त्रीलिङ्ग सप्तमी एकवचनं च अव्ययं कृत्वा त्वान्तम् अव्ययं कृधातुः अपि अव्ययं न अव्ययं निबध्यते निबध्य कर्मणि प्रयोगं प्रथमपुरुष एकवचनं
Dhatu is bandh.
लट्लकारं बन्ध
Bandh dhatu ni upasarga.
नि उपसर्ग बन्ध धातु नाट् बद्ध धातु पदार्थः विमत्सरः वैरशून्यः द्वन्द्वातीतः सुखदुःखादिद्वन्द्वशून्यः यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः अप्रार्थितोपस्थितेन सन्तुष्टः सिद्धौ प्रयोजनस्य लाभे असिद्धौ च तस्य अलाभे अपि समः तुल्यमनस्कः कृत्वा अपि कर्म विधाय अपि न निबध्यते बद्धः न भवति अन्वयः विमत्सरः द्वन्द्वातीतः यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः सिद्धौ असिद्धौ च समः कर्म कृत्वा अपि न निबध्यते आकांक्षा न निबध्यते कः न निबध्यते यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः न निबध्यते यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः पुनश्च कीदृशः न निबध्यते यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः द्वन्द्वातीतः न निबध्यते यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः द्वन्द्वातीतः पुनश्च कीदृशः न निबध्यते यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः द्वन्द्वातीतः विमत्सरः न निबध्यते यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः द्वन्द्वातीतः विमत्सरः पुनश्च कीदृशः न निबध्यते यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः द्वन्द्वातीतः विमत्सरः समः न निबध्यते यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः द्वन्द्वातीतः विमत्सरः कस्यां च समः न निबध्यते यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः द्वन्द्वातीतः विमत्सरः सिद्धौ असिद्धौ च समः न निबध्यते यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः द्वन्द्वातीतः विमत्सरः सिद्धौ असिद्धौ च समः कीदृशोऽपि न निबध्यते यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः द्वन्द्वातीतः विमत्सरः सिद्धौ असिद्धौ च समः कृत्वा अपि न निबध्यते तात्पर्यम् निरपेक्षत्वात् यावत् उपस्थितं भवति तावता एव सन्तुष्टः हर्षशोकादिद्वन्द्वात् दूरे स्थितः मदमत्सरासूयविहीनः सिद्धौ असिद्धौ निर्विकारः च कर्मयोगी कर्माणि कृत्वापि बद्धः न भवति व्याकरणं सन्धिः सिद्धावसिद्धौ सिद्धौ असिद्धौ यान्तावान्तदेशसन्धिः कृत्वापि कृत्वापि सवन्दीर्घसन्धिः समासः यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः यदृच्छया लाभः यदृच्छालाभः तृतीया तत्पुरुषः यदृच्छालाभेन सन्तुष्टः तृतीया तत्पुरुषः द्वन्द्वातीतः द्वन्द्वम् अतीतः द्वितीया तत्पुरुषः विमत्सरः विगतः मत्सरः यस्मात् सः बहुव्रीहि कृदन्तः सन्तुष्टः सम् उपसर्ग तुष्यु ता कर्तरि ता चयं कर्तरि
So atra kriyapadam kim?
निबध्यते
Nibadhyate.
न निबध्यते
Na nibadhyate. Kartrupadam?
यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः
विमत्सरः द्वन्द्वातीतः यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः सिद्धौ असिद्धौ च समः कर्म कृत्वा अपि न निबध्यते. So here we can take samaha as the kartrupadam.
समः कर्तृ
Samaha kartrupadam. Kasmin samaha siddhau asiddhau api. Ante
सिद्धौ च
that which are favorable to us and those which are not favorable to us. Siddhau. Siddhau asiddhau. Okay. Prayojanasya labhe asiddhau. Alabhe api. Okay. So those that are favorable to us, whatever things are happening, those which are favorable to us and those which are not favorable, both taking them in the same sense. Samaha. Tulya manaskaha. Okay, so siddhau and asiddhau will be adhikaranam to samaha, vishayadhikaranam. And vimatsaraha, yadrichhalabha santushtaha, dvandvatitaha, all these three will be visheshanas to samaha. All these three we can take as visheshanas to samaha. Samaha means tulya manaskaha, he who has the same kind of what do you say that? Tolerance towards things that are favorable to him and not favorable to him. And Vimatsaraha, he who does not have vairam in the things that he does not like. Vimatsaraha. And Dvandvatitaha, idi kuda similar to Samaha. Means in both cases, he will take them equally. Sukha dukkhadi dvandva shunyaha. So something that is people who like him, he will treat them the same way as people who dislike him. In both cases, he will treat them same. No benefits for the person who likes him. So dvandvati. Yadricha labha santushtaha. Yadricha labha. The labham is happening, but how? As per its own way. Yadricha labha. That labha is not coming as per his wishes. It is happening. Some days it will happen. Some days it may not happen. So that whatever labham is also happening is happening as and when it happens. There is no particular reason for that to happen. How and ever, whatever comes to him, basically. Yeah, I think that is a better way to put it. Whatever comes to him, and whenever it comes, he is happy with it. Whatever also. So it doesn't have to be only what he likes. Only then he is happy. So say, for example, you take the example of these yogis. Okay, those yogis will be there are again levels also here. Some sannyasis, what they do is they go on a bhiksha yatana. So they go and beg for food. So they will be given bhiksha. Whatever they are offered, they have to take. They cannot choose. So here at least he is going for bhiksha yatana. But there will be some yogis who do not even go on a bhiksha yatana. So they simply sit under a tree or on a mountain, or they will be doing their own tapas. They will simply be there. That's all. So people who come, who see him, oh, he is a yogi, he is, looks like he hasn't eaten in several days. So some people go and offer him food. That is yadricha, labha. So he's not asking for it, but things come. Some people might think he's, a lazy person because he's simply sitting there not doing any work. They do not recognize the siddhitvam of that person. So they may not offer anything. They will simply try to shoo him away. They will throw stones so that he will get out of that neighborhood. They think that he is not a good company. That also he will take with a smile only. He will not have anything against them. So like this is yadricha labha santushtaha. He is happy with whatever comes his way, whether it is good or bad. He doesn't have anger towards people who are throwing stones at him. He does not have any special regard for people who are offering him food. He does not have any kind of feelings towards anyone. Everybody he will see with the same drishti. So this is the next level. Sannyasis are at least, they are taking care of their body with the basic needs. They are bathing every day. They are doing whatever they need to do, offering morning prayers, all that. And then they are going for a bhikshayatana, and whatever is offered to them, they will give. Sometimes they can even, there is a story even in that aspect. So a young sannyasi who took this sannyasam, his guru wants to see how he is performing, whether he is following the rules as per a sannyasi. So then he will come to know that every day he is asking at 9 o'clock for food. So he is going on bhikshayatana and he's asking for food exactly at 9 o'clock every day. So whether sometimes they are able to give or they are not able to give, because they are unable to cook by that time. So he says, it's okay. Even if you have any leftover food from last night, that also you can give me. I will take. So then, but they feel bad to offer the previous day's food to a sannyasi. So they they share this with the guru when he asks, how is my disciple doing? Is he took sannyasam? So how is he performing? So everything is fine, but this is what he's doing. He's asking, even if you're not done, give me previous day's food. So we don't know how to do that. We cannot give, but we are also unable to complete cooking by that time. So then he will calls the shishya and he says, he will say, okay, let us go on bhiksha yatana. It is already past 9 o'clock. So the Shishya says, no, Guru Garu, I don't know why, but I am getting very hungry at 9 o'clock to the point where I have to satisfy my hunger. So I'm eating whatever comes my way. So if they have fresh food, I'm eating. If they offer me fresh food, I'm eating fresh food. If they don't, I'm eating stale food. If not, whatever, even the grass on the road, I eat. So I already finished eating today, the grass on the road, which is meant for cows or whatever. So I'm done eating. So then the Guru understands that he is not asking food every day at 9 o'clock because he has some kind of desire on that food or anything, but he is only trying to take care of the body needs. The bodily needs, as per the body demands, they have to be provided so that he doesn't have to worry about the body anymore and he can focus on his work. That is one. More advanced stage is this yogi. Sometimes he goes without food for several days. So he's beyond that also. So such kind of people, yadrichhalabha santushtaha, they are happy with whatever comes their way, whenever it comes. They have no demands as to that they have to receive something on a regular basis. They don't do anything for themselves. So such kind of people also, they are, even if they do any kind of work, like if somebody offers them food, they will eat. That is a karma. But that karma also will not bind them. If somebody does and gives them a bath, he will take it. He will let them do, because he is not doing it for himself. He is not even taking care of his body by himself. So if anybody feels like recognizes him as a siddhi and wants to take care of him, and if they offer anything, he takes it happily. Even if they do not offer also, he is happy only, and any of these karmas still do not bind him. So that is the meaning here of this shloka. So then we might be thinking, right? So this, so if such a person is called yogi, so means we should not even take care of the body. Then why even this body? Why even this body? Why should one have a body if they don't even want to take care of it? So they can simply do sharira tyagam or whatever. But they are not allowed to do that also, because that is not recommended anywhere in any of our shastras, the sharira tyagam. Why? Because that sharira is something that we earned with our past doings, with the karmas that we did in the past. That is the reason why we have this sharira. So this is something that we got out of our own karmas, and we have to deal with it. We have to deal with it without any resentment. We should not have any kind of resentment also. But that kind of detachment, if you don't have to really take care of it so that it is beautiful, so that it is something else more than what is necessary, such things will again bind you. But without any asha towards keeping the body beautiful, or more than what is necessary to the body, if we do, that will bind us, because we have some kind of expectation out of it. When we are doing something to keep the body beautiful and not simply alive, then we have there some asha is there. That is the reason why there some kind of attachment is there. Otherwise, we will not be doing it. So that will again bind us. But if we learn to just take care of the body only to keep it alive, and keeping it alive is very much important for us, because we have earned this body by our own karmas, and we have to go through or experience the
Sustain
result.
the body. Sustain the body.
We have to sustain the body as long as it sustains. We have to take care of it only as much as is needed to keep it in a good condition, in a healthy condition, but not overdo it, because we have to experience the results of our karmas. And this body is the result of our karma. So we have to take care of it, and whatever is needed in the most insignificant way, that way we have to take care of the karma. So such a person will not be bound by any of his karmas. Whatever karmas are needed just to keep this body alive, we are still allowed to do, and those will not bind us. So that is the meaning here of this shloka. So nirapekshatvat yavat upasthitam bhavati tavata eva santushtaha harshashokadi dvandvat dure sthitaha madamatsara मदमत्सर असूया विहीनः सिद्धौ असिद्धौ निर्विकारः च कर्मयोगी कर्माणि कृत्वा अपि बद्धः न भवति. So that is the meaning here of this shloka. And here we have in the samasa yadrichha labha santushtah. Yadrichhaya labhah. Yadrichha labhah tritiya tatpurusha. Yadrichha labhena santushtah. Again tritiya tatpurusha. Dvandvatitah. Dvandvam atitah. Dvitiya tatpurushah. Vimatsarah. Vigatah matsarah yasmat saha. From whom the matsara is gone. The vairam is gone. Bahuvrihihi. And santushtaha sam upasarga tush dhatu kta pratyayam. It is kartari. Okay. So any questions in this shloka? So here we can take the siddhi. There are several kinds of siddhis. Like I said, one is a sannyasi, the other person is a yogi. So like that, some are nitya siddhulu. There are some people who are considered as nitya siddhis. So they are like Sanakadi Rishulu. They are considered as nitya siddhis. And Janakadi are Janaka Maharaja and people like him are those who earned siddhi. But they have chosen to stay on earth and do their karmas just as a duty, not to get attached or anything, to set an example to other people. And then Paramatma, of course, is the ultimate Siddha Purusha. Okay. So Anantaram, Surya Bhagini.
महोदय गतसङ्गस्य मुक्तस्य ज्ञानावस्थितचेतसः यज्ञायाचरतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते. गतसङ्गस्य प्रथमा विभक्ति षष्ठी प्रथम पुरुष षष्ठी.
प्रथमा विभक्ति करेक्ट. सॉरी, पुंलिंगा षष्ठी विभक्ति एकवचनम.
षष्ठी विभक्ति एकवचनम. मुक्तस्य కూడా అంతే. షష్ఠీ విభక్తి ప్రథమ పురుష ఏకవచనం.
ఇది క్ష ప్రత్యయం. క్ష ప్రత్యయం ఆఫ్ ద ముచ్ఛద. జ్ఞానావస్థిత చేతసః. ఇది ఒకటే చేతస శబ్దము. సకారాంత నపుంసకలింగ షష్ఠీ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం. చేతస్సు శబ్దం కదా. యజ్ఞాయ ఆచరతః. యజ్ఞాయ ఆచరతః సెపరేట్ వర్డ్. యజ్ఞాయ ఆచరితః. ఇది కూడా యజ్ఞాయ ఇస్ చతుర్థి. యజ్ఞాయ చతుర్థి. ఆచరతః ఆచరతః ఇస్ అగైన్ ఆ ఉపసర్గ ప్రత్యయం బహువచనం. ఇది కాదు కాదు. ఆ ఉపసర్గ చర్ ధాతు లట్లకార ద్వివచనం. చరతి చరతః చరంతి. అర్థమైంది. కర్మ కర్మన్ శబ్దం. నకారాంత నపుంసకలింగం. సమగ్రం సమగ్రం కూడా సమగ్రం ద్వితీయ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం. ద్వితీయ ఏకవచనం. ప్రవిలీయతే. ప్ర ఉపసర్గ విలీయతే లట్లకారం. ప్ర ఉపసర్గ వి ఉపసర్గ లీ ధాతు. లీ ధాతు లీయతే. ప్రథమ పురుష ఏకవచనం లట్లకారం. ఆత్మనేపది. పదార్థః గతసంగస్య నిష్కామస్య ముక్తస్య రాగాది విముక్తస్య జ్ఞానావస్థిత చేతసః జ్ఞానార్థం యతమానస్యః యజ్ఞాయ ఆచరతః యజ్ఞాయ యాగాయ ఏవ ఆచరతః జనస్య కర్మ సమగ్రం
समस्तं प्रविलीयते विनश्यति विनश्यति अन्वयः गतसङ्गस्य मुक्तस्य ज्ञानावस्थितचेतसः यज्ञाय आचरतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते आकांक्षा प्रविलीयते किं प्रविलीयते कर्म प्रविलीयते कर्म कियत् प्रविलीयते कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते किं कुर्वतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते आचरतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते कस्मै आचरतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते यज्ञाय आचरतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते कीदृशस्य यज्ञाय आचरतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते गतसङ्गस्य यज्ञाय आचरतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते गतसङ्गस्य पुनश्च कीदृशस्य यज्ञाय आचरतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते गतसङ्गस्य मुक्तस्य यज्ञाय आचरतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते गतसङ्गस्य मुक्तस्य पुनश्च कीदृशस्य यज्ञाय आचरतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते गतसङ्गस्य मुक्तस्य ज्ञानावस्थितचेतसः यज्ञाय आचरतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते तात्पर्यम् यः आसक्तिरहितः देहाभिमानविहीनः ममताशून्यः सततं परमात्मज्ञाने स्थिरमानसः च अस्ति यश्च ब्राह्मणं कर्म आचरति तस्य समग्रमपि कर्म विनश्यति व्याकरणं सन्धिः यज्ञायाचरतः यज्ञाय प्लस आचरतः सवर्णदीर्घसन्धिः समासः गतसङ्गस्य गतः सङ्गः यस्मात् सः तस्य बहुव्रीहिः ज्ञानावस्थितचेतसः ज्ञाने अवस्थितं सप्तमे तत्पुरुषः ज्ञानावस्थितं चेतः यस्य सः तस्य बहुव्रीहिः कृदन्तः आचरतः आङ् प्लस चर् प्लस शत्रु कर्तरि तस्य मुक्तस्य मुच् प्लस ता कर्तरि तस्य
So, अत्र क्रियापदं प्रविलीयते कर्तृपदं गतसङ्गस्य मुक्तस्य ज्ञानावस्थितचेतसः. So here chetasah, is it chetasah is shashti vibhakti ekavachanam. So all these can be taken as visheshanas to ఆచరతః జ్ఞానావస్థిత చేతసః అంటే చేసేవాడి యొక్క ఆచరణ దేని కొరకు యజ్ఞం కొరకు. సో హీ హూ ఇస్ గత సంగస్య, హీ హూ ఇస్ ముక్త, హీ హూ ఇస్ జ్ఞానావస్థిత చేతసః, హిజ్ ఆచరణం ఆచరతః యజ్ఞాయ. కిమర్థం ఆచరతః? యజ్ఞాయ ఆచరతః సమగ్రం కర్మ ప్రవిలీయతే. ఇట్ విల్ డిస్ట్రాయ్ ఆల్ హిజ్ కర్మాస్. ఓకే, అతని చేత చేయబడిన యజ్ఞము కర్మలన్నింటినీ ఇట్ విల్ డిస్ట్రాయ్. సో ప్రవిలీయతే ఆచరతః. ఆచరతః హియర్ ఇస్ శత్రంత కదా. హియర్ చర్ ధాతోః శత్రంత ఆచరతః. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ యాక్చువల్లీ బహువచన కాదు. ఆచరత్ తస్య. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ఆల్సో యాక్చువల్లీ షష్ఠి విభక్తి ఓన్లీ కదా. తస్య అని ఇచ్చాడు కదా. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ షష్ఠి విభక్తి. ఆచరత్ ఇస్ ద తకారాంత చర్ ధాతోః శత్రంత ఆచరతః. అతనికి వైల్ హీస్
బహువచనం అన్నమాట.
while he is performing the yagas, still
యజ్ఞాలు చేస్తూ ఉన్న అతడి కర్మల సమగ్రం వినాశం అవుతాయి.
కరెక్ట్. అతని యొక్క కర్మలు will be destroyed. Acharataha. So his karmas, acharataha, he who is performing, his karmas will be destroyed. So gata sangasya. Gata sangasya means sangam here means attachment. So he who has no attachment, he whose attachment is gone. So he gata sangasya. Muktasya. Again, muktasya means ragadi vimuktasya. He is free from all kind of emotions. Jnanavasthita chetasaha. So jnanartham yatamanasya. So he who has that state of mind where he has obtained that jnanam. The yajna performed by such a person, as he is performing these yagas, his karmas will be destroyed. Samagram karma praviliyate. So here yaha asakti rahitaha dehabhimana vihinaha mamata shunyaha satatam paramatma jnane sthira manasaha cha asti yascha brahmartham karma acharati tasya samagramapi karma vinashyati. So brahmartham karma acharati. So brahmartham means again paramatma. Here brahma means paramatma. So whatever he does, whatever yagas he is doing are considered as yagas for the Paramatma. So that is described in much detail in the next shloka. But here we have to look at this as whatever he does, whatever yagas that he does, he is doing. Yajnaya. Here yajna should be taken as Paramatma. Yajnaya is there, no? It should be taken as Paramatma. So yajnaya means for anugraham from the Paramatma. So whatever he is doing, the karmas that he is doing, ikkada yajna we should not take in the literal sense of the homam or whatever. Here we should take whatever work that he does, he is doing for Paramatma. In Paramatma only he is aina preeti korako, aina anugraham korako, whatever he is doing. So here yajnaya means for the anugraham of the Paramatma. So here yajna shabda should be taken as Paramatma. Okay. So for his anugraham, whatever he does, he is doing for the anugraham of the Paramatma. To him, the samagram karma will be destroyed. Now, how do we take that?
మధ్యలో బ్రేక్ అయింది భగిని, ఒకసారి
Okay,
మళ్ళీ
okay.
చెప్పరా?
Is it better now?
పరమాత్ముడి అనుగ్రహం దగ్గర నుంచి చెప్పండి ఒకసారి.
So Paramatma's here yajna should be taken as Paramatma. Yajnaya means for Paramatma. For Paramatma means for Paramatma's anugraham. Whatever he does, acharataha, whatever he is doing for the anugraham of the Paramatma, that will destroy all his karmas. Samagram karma praviliyate. So here how to believe now? Everywhere we are being told, do everything for Paramatma, do everything in the name of Paramatma. So who is this Paramatma? How do we know that Paramatma is the ultimate truth? But we are seeing so many other things. Paramatma is something that we cannot even see with our indriyas. We cannot feel, we cannot touch, we cannot smell, we cannot hear him. How do we know that Paramatma even exists? And why should we not accept what we are able to perceive through our indriyas? And why should we do everything in the name of only Paramatma, which cannot be perceived by the indriyas? So how to believe for a common person, because he is going through so many hardships? That is when they will question. When everything is going in our way, we don't remember Paramatma. We think we are only doing all this, and that is why we are successful. But when we face any kind of trouble, then we start thinking the trouble that I'm going through is real. The pain that I'm going through is real. And we are asked to think of all these as not real. Asat. Sat is Paramatma. But that Paramatma is not even visible, not even perceived by our indriyas. So how to believe that Paramatma is there? Only if you have that faith in Paramatma, that Paramatma is there, only then you will offer everything to Paramatma, right? So for a common person, when I do a puja, when I am going through some trouble, when I am doing the puja, I will ask, I will ask whichever God I am praying, can you please relieve me from this pain that I am going? Can you please save me from this danger that I am? Right? So to such people we are telling, don't ask for anything. Do nishkama kriyas. Don't without sankalpa rahita, kama sankalpa rahita karyani eva karotu. We are telling, and then do in the name of Paramatma, and then you will not accrue any sins. But how to believe that? Right now the pain I am going through is very painful. That is real. It is very, very real. How can I not ask to be relieved from it? And why should I pray for somebody I cannot even see? I don't even know if he is going to relieve me of this pain, right? So those are the kind of questions that we will get as a common people. So there we have to understand that though there are so many things that we are able to see right now, there are only certain things that though we cannot see, only those things are there, and other things which appear that we are able to see keep changing constantly. So those are not true. So for that, again, an example is given. Say, for example, we have a tree. So here there are 5 factors. There are 5 factors given in the Chandogya Upanishad, and also in Saraswati Rahasyopanishad. These 5 factors are stated. Asti, Bhati, Priyam, Rupam, Nama. These are the 5 things. Asti, Bhati, Priyam, Rupam, Nama. 5 factors with which you can assess anything that is there in this Prakriti. Asti means that which is there. Let us take a tree as an example. So, vrikshaha asti. So, it is there. Bhati. Are you able to see it? Yes, I am able to see. So, bhati. Priyam. Now, everybody likes a tree. So, yes, it is favorable. If not tree, even in other things also, it will be favorable to somebody. If not to everybody, there will at least be some people who favor the existence of that particular object. So, Priyam. Then Rupam. Yes, it is a tree. It has branches, it has roots, it has a trunk, it has leaves, fruits, everything. There is a Rupam. And then Nama. It has a name also. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the 5 things that it has. And Akaram. The Rupam is nothing but Akaram. But the Rupam and the Nama are the prapanchika dharmas, prapancha dharmas, whereas the asti, bhati, priyam are always there. So how to explain it further is, today this tree is there. Tomorrow somebody came, they cut it down, they made it into a log. They removed all the branches and the leaves, and only the trunk of the tree is there. Now asti, yes, asti. Some padartha is asti. Bhati, yes, we can see it. Is it priyam? Yes, that log can still be used for some purpose. So, priyam. Rupam, does it have the same rupam as the vriksha? No. Now the rupam has changed. Nama, then it was called a tree. Now it is called a trunk. Nama has changed. Okay. So, the rupam and nama have changed. But the asti, bhati, priyam is still there. The padartha is still there. Only it rupam and nama has changed. Tomorrow that log will be again cut into and made some articles like a chair or a doll or something will be made out of it. Then also asti, bhati, priyam will still remain, but the rupam and nama of that will change. So that is what we have to understand, and these are described as sat, chit and anandam. The asti is sat, the bhati is chit, and the priyam is anandam. So this Satchidananda Rupam, that is nothing but the Brahma, which does not change with any padartha, that will not change. But the other 3 factors, the other 2 factors will keep changing all the time. They will be changing all the time. So that we have to keep in mind. Only that if we keep in mind, then what happens is we will always be close to the real, the Sat Padartha. And this Asat Padartha we will keep ourselves away from. And those asat, that forms that are changing are the ones that are causing us trouble. The forms that are changing are the ones that are causing pain or whatever other things it is causing. But if we always look at everything as, okay, this is a Sat, this is Satchidananda Rupam, means the Paramatma is there in this. Look at the underneath quality, not at the outside Rupam. Only always at the underneath original form, which is always Paramatma. And if we look at everything in that way, then we will be free from any kind of pain. Of course, the body will have some kind of disease. Sometimes it will be injured. All that will be there. But those only will be at the surface level. We always have to think of the Paramatma inside. And that Paramatma cannot be touched. The outside form will always keep changing, but the Paramatma is the same. So once we get that idea that the Paramatma is same, but the outside form is what is changing, then that changing form will not cause any kind of emotion in us. It will not make us happy. It will not make us sad, because today it will be this form, tomorrow it will be some other form. So if we keep attaching to those outside forms which are changing, we will tend to get disappointed sometimes, happy sometimes, but none of these are permanent. If we only recognize that inside, only that inside Paramatma is there, only then we will find that balance. We will find that balance where we are not disturbed by all these emotions. So we have to remember that. Then with that in mind, if we do any karmas, then they will not touch us. Why? Because we are only doing for the permanent thing, not for the outside appearances. So we don't have that kind of attachment with the outside forms. So our indriyas are always running outside. For the outside thing only they are running. We have to control them and bring them inside and make them focus on only the Paramatma and not the outside. So for this, there is another thing, how to recognize, right? You say, for example, you have a crystal. You place it outside near the window. So the sun's rays are passing through it. When nothing is there, it will be that in that pure white sense. Say, for example, you put a red flower behind it, like a mandara. Then the whole crystal will appear red, and the light that is coming, the reflection that is coming out of it is also very red. But we are able to see the flower behind it, so we know that this red color is not that of the crystal. It is only a reflection because there is flower there. So that is Maya. In this case, we are able to see the Maya. We know that it is not the original form of this crystal because we are able to see the flower behind it. But what if it is a child who doesn't see the flower behind? His view is only till where that red thing is coming out of this crystal. So he will think that is real. He will say, I am seeing the red color. The crystal is red. He cannot see the flower behind it. And you keep explaining, no, there is a flower behind it. That is the reason why this red color is there. Will he agree? No, he will not agree as long as he has the maturity to agree. As long as he has faith in you to believe your word, that though I am not able to see, because my mother is telling me, or because my grandmother is telling, it must be true. So there must be a red flower behind it. That is why this is appearing red in color. So this is not true. So I have to look for the original color that is coming out of the crystal, and this is temporary. So this mother or grandmother who is trying to explain the truth to this child is like a guru. The guru is trying to tell us. So we have to have that complete trust in the guru. Only then we will have trust in the Paramatma, whom we cannot see otherwise with any kind of with any of our indriyas. We are not able to perceive him. It doesn't mean that the Paramatma is not there. We have to have that faith. Only when we have that faith, we will understand that these forms will be changing, but the Paramatma is still the same. And with that faith, if we go, then we will be able to destroy our karmas very easily. Jnanavasthita chetasaha, with the mind which is in that jnanavasthita. And with muktasya, we are free of all these emotions, happiness, sadness, afraid, frightenedness, jealousy, all these. And gata sangasya, no kind of attachment. If we practice this, then we will be free. And whatever we do, whatever we are doing is in the name of God. Yajnaya. Yajna here means Paramatma. It is given in many places. Niruktam is one Shastram, Vyakarana Shastram, but it is also considered as a philosophical Grantha. Tatvika Shastram also. It is actually Vyakaranam only. Niruktam means it has all the dhatus, basically. All words are derived from dhatus only is the concept of Niruktam. Even the nouns, like Ramaha is from the Ram dhatu, it is derived. Like that, every noun is derived from a dhatu only. So that is what Nirukta is about. And it explains in detail. There also, Yajna has many meanings. One of the meaning is Paramatma. Here we have to take it in that sense. So whatever you do, whatever you are practicing, acharataha, you are practicing for the Paramatma. With that attitude, if we do everything, it will free us and all our karmas will be destroyed. So here, that is the spiritual aspect of this shloka. So that we have to practice. But if we practice that, then it will be easy for us. This example of this crystal, my professor told me. So that somehow stuck in me very well. So then it became easy for me to at least understand the concept. First, we should understand the concept, then we can try to put it into practice. Another example, again, these examples are also given in the original, Tattva Granthas, in the philosophical Granthas. Another example given in the philosophical, the Nyaya Darshanam. In the Nyaya Darshanam, these examples are given. Another example that is given is when the light is not clear, when it is a little dark, there is a rope hanging from a tree, right? When we see, and the light is not there, in the darkness, when we see, it appears like a snake. Or sometimes even a rope is just put around on the ground. Suddenly, it will appear like a snake. Then you will feel a kind of fear in your heart. Your whole body will sweat. For a minute, you will lose control over your body. Like there will be no movement. You will be like, very, very scared, right? So after that, somebody will come, switch on the light. Then you will see that it is only a rope. Then all that fear is gone. Now, that is only a rope. It is not a snake. But the fear that you experienced for that short time, thinking that it is a snake, is it true or is it false? Adi nijama, abadhama. The fear that you experienced. Huh?
Nizam.
Nizam. Why? Because your heart was pounding faster. You had sweat all over your body. You cannot deny any of that. But all that is caused because of why? Because of what? Maya. Because for that illusion, just because you were not able to see it clearly, that illusion is created. And because of that illusion, you experienced something very real, which is not even needed. But if you know that that is not a snake, will all of this happen? It will not happen. So all of this, he who is mukta of all these kind of feelings. When will you be free of all those feelings? Only when you believe in Paramatma. Only when you believe in Paramatma, you will, until here, not in the case of rope. So when you suddenly see, it will happen. Here, the comparison that needs to be taken is illusion can cause you that. So today you are seeing this prapancha. You are seeing a building here. You are seeing a tree there. And then somebody is telling this is all Maya. And then you are saying, how is it Maya? I am able to see, I can touch, I can feel. Then we have to think about that snake example. So that time also I saw and I thought it was snake. So now also I am seeing. Akada, in a second, when you switched on the light, the Maya was gone. Here, it is not that simple. When you switch on a light, the Maya will not go. It will take something big for that Maya to go. And that big is nothing but Jnanam. That big is nothing but Jnanam. And that Jnanam is obtained by believing that Paramatma is there in everything. Everything is Paramatma. And all that is changing is only the Maya. The factors that are changing are the Maya. But underneath this Asti Bhati Priyam, this is Brahma. That is what we need to remember. So if we practice remembering that, then it will become easy for us to stay grounded and control our emotions and offer everything in the name of Paramatma. When we are offering something in the name of Paramatma, we tend to do only the good things. We won't do bad things because we have that Paramatma conscious. So that is what we have to learn from this shloka. Okay. So here we have the samasa gata sangasya. Gataha sangaha yasmat saha. From whom this attachment is gone. Bahuvrihi. Jnanavasthita chetasaha. Jnane avasthitam saptami tatpurusha. Jnanavasthitam chetaha yasya saha. So he who has a mind which is in that jnanavasthita. Okay, bahuvrihi. Acharataha upasarga char dhatoho shatranta. Muktasya is much dhatoho ktha pratyayam. Okay. Muktasya. Muktaha means he who is freed. So that is why kartari is given, because it is representing the karta. Okay. So any questions?
చాందోగ్యం ఇంకా సరస్వతి ఏదో చెప్పారు భగిని, అదేంటది?
ఛాందోగ్య ఉపనిషత్, సరస్వతి రహస్యోపనిషత్.
రహస్యోపనిషత్.
సరస్వతి రహస్యోపనిషత్ and ఛాందోగ్యోపనిషత్. రెండింటిలో this is given that sarvam khalvidam brahma. In ఛాందోగ్యోపనిషత్ the vakyam, the exact vakyam that is given is khalvidam brahma. And in the Saraswati Rahasyopanishad, this asti bhati priyam rupam nama chet amsha panchakam adyantrayam brahma rupam jagat rupam tatotrayam. Ante the first three are the brahma rupam and the jagat rupam is the last. Adi a last rendu jagat rupamu, first moodu brahma rupamu. ఫస్ట్ మూడు ఏంటి అంటే అస్థి భాతి ప్రియం. అది
ఖల్విదం అంటే
ఖల్విదం బ్రహ్మ. సర్వం ఖల్విదం బ్రహ్మ అంటే ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇస్
నిండి ఉన్నా అని వస్తుందా?
సాత్విక్ ఉన్నాడా, కౌటిల్య ఉన్నాడా, వాళ్ళిద్దరు కూడా వేసుకుంటారు. కౌటిల్య ఇప్పుడు చెట్ల తెలుసా నీకు?
ఎవరు?
Kalu plus idam. That kalu is this. Kalu is avyayam.
Kalu idam. Kalu idam.
Sarvam idam brahma kalu. Sarvam idam brahma kalu. Idam brahma kalu. Idam sarvam brahma kalu. Whatever way you want.
Yes. Sarvam brahma kalu. Atla. Kalu is just avyayam, which is saying, which is just, yeah.
Like he or no. He, like he.
Or kila.
Kila.
కల్విదం ఎక్కడ ఉంది భగిని?
అదే మన ఛాందోగ్యోపనిషత్ వాక్యము సర్వం ఖల్విదం.
అదే అంటారా? ఓకే ఓకే.
దేర్ ద ఖల్విదం ఇస్ ఖలు ఇదం. సర్వం బ్రహ్మ ఖలు అట్లా.
సత్యం సత్యం.
ఇదం సర్వం బ్రహ్మ ఖలు, లైక్ దట్. పుట్ ఇట్ ఇన్ ఎనీ వే. అస్తు.
Similarly, because the occasion has come, I will tell you just one more point. Before the student, at the time of student entering the Gurukula, Guru will tell Tat Tvam Asi. At the end of when he completes education, he should be able to say Aham Brahmasmi.
Yes.
Almost.
At
the time.
So what Udaya is saying is, by the time the Vidyabhyasam is over, we should realize that Aham Brahmasmi. Ahameva Brahma. Ante Paramatma manalo kuda unnadu ani.
అవును అవును. అంటే సంపూర్ణంగా విద్యావంతుడు అయితేనే
అది చెప్పగలుగుతారు. జ్ఞానం పొందినప్పుడు అలా మనం ఇప్పుడు హియర్ దట్ కదా సార్, అహం బ్రహ్మాస్మి అనే వాక్యం మీరు చాలా చోట్ల విన్నారు. దాని అర్థం ఏంటంటే ఆ జ్ఞానం పొందిన వాడే అది అనగలడు. నాలో కూడా పరమాత్మ ఉన్నాడు, నీలో కూడా పరమాత్మ ఉన్నాడు.
time of joining Gurukula, Guru will tell tat tvam asi.
Tat tvam asi.
Asi.
Tat tvam
asi. Tat tvam asi.
You are that.
Like that, Guru will tell the student in the beginning. He may not understand. After completing his education, if he understands, he will say, Aham Brahma Asmi. That way, these two sentences are beginning and ending sentences of the education, almost like that. Just as a philosophical level, macroscopic level. That's all.
Yes.
Not deep.
Okay. So, Alivelu Bagini.
भगिनी सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ओम शांति शांति शांति। धन्यवाद भगिनी, नमस्कारः सर्वेभ्यः। धन्यवादः,
धन्यवादः भगिनी।
नमस्कारः।